Hello, everybody. We are at the moment recording in our Zoom space, getting ready for our Facebook Live broadcasting. Let me get ready on that. So, live on Facebook. And now, preparing the information of Amalia, our guest number 18. And here we go, live. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending where in the world you are today. And we are celebrating motherhood and also entrepreneurship and innovation. Today, we have a very exciting guest who is from Honduras, but resident in Canada. Amalia, from very early age, was interested in fashion and also in creativity. She's a natural artist. She does amazing bakery with amazing presentation and designs. And I'm not going to take more of her time because she's going to let us know on her own words how all this journey as a human resource manager and also as entrepreneur took place. Welcome, Amalia.
Thank you, Wani. Thank you for having me here in this space today, for sharing your time. I know it's very late in Bangkok, so thank you for staying up uh, to give me some time to talk about a little bit of my life and my trajectory and what has brought me to my entrepreneurship. So for all of you that don't know me, my name is Amalia Agurcia, and I am from Honduras. I currently reside in Montreal. I moved here right after graduating from high school. So I did all of my university studies here in Montreal. I studied business administration and human resource management. And I've worked in my field basically since I was in university with internships. And I really enjoy my field. I love being a professional. I love growing as a professional. I've had a few different work experiences in pharmaceutical industry, and now I'm in the manufacturing industry. And at the same time, Wani, as you mentioned, I am a very creative person. I've always been creative. When I was in Honduras as a little girl, I studied art. I went to after school art programs. When I moved here to Canada, I also looked for art classes just to it's something that I really enjoy, and it's an outlet for me. And when I was 22 for my mom's birthday party, a very dear friend of my mom and we wanted to throw her a surprise birthday party. And I wanted to make something special for my mother, and she loves carrot cake. So that I found a recipe. I asked one of my aunts that has an amazing recipe. And then I discovered that I love baking as well. So I'm a little bit all over the place. I discovered that I really, really enjoyed baking and I was quite good at it. But the artistic side of me also compelled me to create pieces that were aesthetically pleasing. So I wanted to explore fondant, and that's how I started. I'm a self-taught baker. I did a lot of research on YouTube, Google, to discover recipes, to discover methods of working with fondant, and to perfect my technique through the years. And I started a little baking business on the side. I was working full time and I had my little bakery from home on the side, where I made custom cakes and cupcakes and cake pops for special occasions, typically things with themes and very elaborate designs. And then I had that for about 7 years. I grew up as I grew up in my professional parkour. I also got married a few years ago, 4 years ago almost. And that's when I kind of decided to put a little on hold the whole bakery side of it. Just it didn't fit in with my life at the time anymore. I got pregnant with my daughter, Hazel. And so I wanted to just take care of my family, take care of my daughter, and just focus on other things. But at the same time, I didn't want to lose my creative outlet, I guess, let's call it like that, because I would spend hours working on cakes on the weekends, and it was something almost like therapy to me, right? They're very intricate designs. You spend Some of my cakes would take me over 30 hours to make, so a few days in advance of working in little fondant pieces. And I wanted to keep that aspect of my life, of my skills. I didn't want to lose those skills or forget how to make them, how to make cakes, or just get rusty in that aspect of my life. And so I decided that maybe I would like to start a blog that was a little bit more representative of my life right now. Um, as a mother, obviously, as a wife, but also as someone that really enjoys baking. So that's why there's a little bit of a baking aspect in my blog. So for all of you that don't know, my blog, I started it in December of last year, and it's called Sugar and Storytime. Sugar, because I wanted to incorporate that baking aspect and still show you little videos of me making cake pops or cakes. Just share a little bit of that baking knowledge through my blog. And story time, so that it represents motherhood and my time with my daughter Hazel. And also, in the back of my mind, one of the main ideas of my blog and calling it Sugar and Storytime is that I love baking. And eventually, as Hazel gets older, I would love to teach her and bake with her. So hopefully in a year or two, you'll see some videos on the blog of Hazel and I baking together. And hopefully she likes it as much as I do. But that's a little bit of the backstory into Sugar and Storytime. As I mentioned, that's what's helped me with my creativity a lot. My art classes. When I was actually 19 years old in university, I went to Italy to study jewelry design. So just drawing and designing jewelry as well. So as Wani said, I have a lot of creativity coming. I jump from one thing to another. I just like to keep my creative juices flowing. And so my blog allows me to do that. I've learned a little bit of photography through my blog just to make sure that I take really nice pictures to share with everyone, taking nice pictures of my daughter as well. So I'm now learning a little bit more, watching a lot of videos about how to photograph, and that's what I share in my blog, a little bit of lifestyle. I like a really clean aesthetic to everything. I like to make sure that we pay a lot of attention to detail, even in my photos, in my baking, and now as well in my business. So that, I find that details are really, really important. And sometimes um, people don't really notice, or they're not aware of how much detail or how much work goes into something. But I am very detail oriented, and I think that translates into everything that I do, my blog, and now my business. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my business as well. My mom and I, in during the pandemic, during the pandemic as well, we decided to start a little online business. It's a children's boutique, and we specialize in pieces that are high quality, European styles, And the idea behind the store started because my mom, when I was pregnant with Hazel, kept telling me that she was trying to find the beautiful Spanish style dresses that she bought me when I was a little girl, and that she was having a very hard time finding that here in Canada. A friend of mine, one of my closest friends in Honduras, actually also has a children's boutique. And she's the one that has walked us through our contacts and kind of setting up the shop because she has that experience. And so I started my conversations with her a few months back, maybe in September, October of last year. I just got a curiosity, and I was like, maybe this is something feasible for us to do here in Montreal. I talked to my mom about it, obviously, and right away she was on board. And I just started asking my friend a lot of questions about her business and where she got the clothing from, what kind of styles sold more. She very patiently walked me through everything, gave me the contacts to the manufacturers, and it took us quite a few months, maybe 3 or 4 months, to take that jump because we just talked and talked and talked about it with my mother. And then I just said, we need to do this now. And I right away, we reached out to the manufacturers, we made the first purchase, and I started working on the website. Everything sold online at hazelandbosco.com. And we ship throughout Canada states. And so we started working on the website, working on the administrative side of things, registering the business as well. And that's brought us to where we are today, to my business. It's something that we're really passionate about. And I think the passion comes from being a mother. Now that I have my daughter Hazel, um, I feel the need to, as a mom, to dress her up, make sure she looks beautiful for her pictures. We've been in lockdown basically since she was born, but just it's the memories that I would like to share with her, the same way that my mother has pictures of me with these beautiful dresses, Spanish dresses, dresses that were smocked. And the one of the other aspects behind our store is that we wanted to bring high quality products because right now we find that the world is very into fast fashion. Trends come, trends go. There's a lot of stores like Sarah, H&M, that now Old Navy, Carter's, that have children's items at very cost effective prices, but the quality is not that great. And it's items that, they'll wear a couple of times and then they go, then you have to throw them out, they tear up, whatnot. But the idea behind bringing a little bit more of a high quality product is that we wanted to make sure that the product can be used, if in younger siblings, if they have them, they can pass it on to their cousins, or they can even save them as heirloom pieces. And I'm really into heirloom pieces because my mom was kind enough to save my baptism dress, and it's the dress that my daughter wore in her baptism. And she saved a lot of my other dresses, my first communion dress. Hopefully, it'll fit Hazel and she'll be able to wear it for her first communion as well. And in my family, at least, my cousins would pass down their beautiful dresses onto me when they outgrew them. And I did the same with my younger siblings, especially the types of dresses that were more delicate, a little bit more high quality, dresses for special occasions. So that's a little bit of what we've done with Hazel and Bosco, where we've wanted to bring that, that culture of bringing more classic pieces, basically pieces that we know that in 10, 20 years, 30 years from now, Maybe when Hazel has her kids, she'll be able to pass down some of these dresses because they're classic styles, a little bit with modern twists that represent today's fashion as well, but they still remain very classic dresses. Typically, the Peter Pan collar. Most of our dresses are lined at the bottom as well, and we're just focusing on, on providing high quality, beautiful pieces for your little ones at home. And that's what's brought us here today. Our our goal is to share that passion, to share, um, for you guys to get as excited as I do when I'm dressing up Hazel. Even my mom gets really excited dressing her up. She's her little doll, and we spend a lot of time focusing on what styles would work depending on the seasons. Obviously, right now we have a spring and summer collection at the store. Very beautiful colors, flowers, light colors, um, a very spring like palette, but it can definitely be worn. Some of the dresses are timeless and they can be worn any season. A lot of them are sleeveless, more for this time of the year, especially here in Canada, where we do have the 4 seasons really, really marked. And so that's a little bit of um, of the store. I wanted to show you guys and share some pieces with you. Um, as you can see, I have some dresses here behind me. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of the quality behind the pieces that we have here at Hazel and Bosco. A lot of our sets are a little bit more traditional. So this is a 3-piece set for baby girls. And it comes with a little bonnet, as you can see. And it's a very thick fabric. Most of our items are in cotton or a cotton blend. The finishes are really, really well made. It comes with a little trimming here. I'm not sure if you can see it. It comes with a little trimming here, a little button to fasten it up. Then we have the little dress. Everything that we have typically has a lot of detail in it. It's not just a little dress, it's a lot of details that go into the dress. This one, for instance, has a little trim here on the neck. It also has the beautiful detailing of the bow with the little lace here, and it has an embroidered lace, as you can see. And the sleeves have a little bit of a ruffle. So it has ruffled sleeves. And the beautiful thing about this one is that it's a little bit different. It's still timeless. It's still traditional. It's a 3-piece set, but this one here has a little opening in the back to make it a little bit more delicate and to give it just that little twist of something different. As you can see, the ruffles also extend throughout the piece. So we really pay close attention to making sure that we select pieces that have a lot of detailing on it. This one comes with the little culotte or the diaper cover. Also very high quality material. You can see the fabric is very, very thick. It's not one of those things that you're going to wash and it's going to tear, or that it's going to show a lot of wear and tear as you use it, because we make sure that we select items with really, really good fabrics and really, really good finishes. And so this is one of our girl dresses, very traditional. We also have a knitted collection for newborn babies. I remember when I was expecting Hazel, and I saw all these pictures online of these beautiful knitted dresses, knitted sets for babies to bring home. These particular dresses are called Take Me Home, because the idea is that it's the outfit that you take the baby from the hospital to your house in this beautiful, nice outfit. Of course, here, Hazel was born in the middle of COVID, so we couldn't do any of that. It was more like cover her up in a blanket and take a bath as soon as we get home to make sure that we're not contaminated with anything. But the idea is that these sets are the ones that you would dress your baby in to bring them home. They're also very popular for newborn photography as well, when they wrap them up in the little blanket or they put them in the little bassinet. And these particular ones are also 3-piece. And this collection is the Take Me Home collection. These are the pants. And as you can see, it's a knitted, this is 100% cotton, a knitted set. And again, we're paying close attention to the detail. This one has bows here on the feet. It's a footed pajama. So these are the pajama pants. It has an elastic waistband because we want to make sure that baby is comfortable, especially because they're newborn and they're still getting used to being outside in the real world. We don't want to put anything that's too tight on them. It's a super soft cotton knit, so it's soft for their newborn skin. It also comes with a bonnet. I think this is one of the signatures of the store, the little bonnet cap. As you can see, it's also very, very delicate. We make sure that, again, there's a lot of detailing. Even if it's not too obvious, the finishes, the trimming, we make sure that it's just a little bit different. So this one has the edges, the scalloped edges with a little dot on the trimming. And this would be the knitted bonnet. And it comes with the little top that is also knitted. So it's all 100% cotton. The buttons go in the back. So this would be the back side of it and the front as well. And as you can see, it has some edges here with some white dots. All of it, again, this is 100% cotton, and it's a soft cotton blend, and it's a knitted set. So this is the type of pieces that we are focusing on. It's we found that there was a gap in the market. We couldn't find it here when I was pregnant with Hazel. And that's why we decided to bring a little bit of this style here to Canada. Obviously, Canada is an Anglophone country. There's a lot of Northern European influence. So there are a lot of sets that are a little bit more Northern European style, very classic, nudes, beiges, that kind of color that you can really find here, very neutral colors, but we wanted to bring that pop. Obviously, I'm Latina, I'm from Honduras. I like the pop of color. I think that girls just look beautiful in these dresses. And I'm all for the color, all for the flowers. Here you can see we have this one as well. This is a lot more traditional, but still with a modern twist. It has the Peter Pan collar that's very classic. I don't think it will ever go out of style. I used to wear dresses like this growing up. And I'm pretty sure my mom wore dresses like this growing up too, and my grandmother. So we know that they'll never go out of style. This particular one we loved because it has a floral pattern on the bodice and on the buttons and the trimming on the collar. It also has beautiful sleeves. It's very hard to show through the camera, but over here, it's a little bit of a see-through knit in the sleeve. So these are all the little details that, sometimes you won't see in pieces like Carter's or like fast fashion. These ones really, really pay close attention to the detailing. It has this trim here as well. And the majority of our dresses, there's very few, especially for the summer, that they're a little bit cooler dresses, but the majority of our dresses are also lined. So they have a lining inside. And this one in particular has a beautiful lining with a little bit of a lace trim at the bottom. And at the back, as you can see, it's all buttoned and it has a sash belt here, which again is very, very traditional. This is the type of dresses that I would wear. And I'm sure my mom has some of my dresses somewhere. But I remember we had the smock dress as well as something that we're going to be looking into bringing as well, because that's very, very in right now, but it's also very timeless. And this is the type of quality dress and the type of style that we want to bring back. I think that one of the things that we also find is that children have lost a little bit of their childhood with the fashions right nowadays, right? There's a lot of fast fashion. A lot of times we see that children are being dressed up as adults as well. And so we wanted to bring that little bit of innocence back, that child that, that a girl should be wearing her little dress, just bringing that timeless sense of childhood into our shop. And so that has been our mission. And these are these are the types of dresses that we have. And we also have a little bit of a smaller collection for the boys as well. Lots of 3-piece sets. For the boys, it's the typical button-down shirt with the shorts, the suspender, sometimes a little belt, just more traditional styles for the boys as well.
Amalia, it's amazing, how you conceptualize the online shop, taking in consideration different aspects of your own childhood and now the childhood of your daughter. And I think we're going to end up our session. We have 3 minutes for your 30 minutes presentations. We're going to do it in Spanish. Y vamos a compartir cortitamente, brevemente, una pequeña reseña sobre la labor y la misión de Amalia, compartiendo sus talentos creativos y también sus necesidades prácticas como madre de una bebé. Y háblanos rápidamente en español sobre el tema del bloque, que ese bloque pues abraza todas tus iniciativas, ¿verdad?
Sí, exactamente. Tengo la experiencia de la repostería, que es algo que hice por muchos años y lo quería traducir a otro aspecto de mi vida. Ya no quería hacerlo para los clientes, sino solo para mí, para mi hogar, y al mismo tiempo no perder esa conexión con la repostería. Y fue así como decidí comenzar con mi blog, que es un poquito más representativo de mi vida actual como mamá, como esposa, en mi hogar, pues con mi hija, y al mismo tiempo incorporando todo lo de la repostería. Y es por eso que mi blog se llama Sugar and Storytime, azúcar y tiempo de cuento, digámoslo, sería la traducción al español, ya que es algo que quiero hacer con mi hija y me gustaría que pues en lo que está creciendo, que yo pueda compartir ese aspecto o mi talento en la repostería y poder enseñarle a ella también. Y pues mi blog habla acerca de la maternidad, de mi vida con mi hija, de mis recetas de repostería, algunas cosas dentro del hogar también. Me gusta mucho la estética limpia, me gustan los pequeños detalles, ya sea en la mesa, en el cuarto de mi hija, en los detalles del hogar. Y pues en mi blog comparto un poquito acerca de eso.
Muchas gracias, Salomé. Estamos pues ya cerrando tu participación. Ha sido supremamente enriquecedora y también hemos visto la pasión y el compromiso que tienes con cada una de las tareas que tomas en tu vida, ya sean en el campo de la administración y el tema de recursos humanos, o cuando se refiere a la moda o cuando se refiere al momento de expresar tu creatividad en la pastelería y tu vida en general. Y es precisamente eso lo que la plataforma Mujeres del Mundo que Hablan y Actúan, Culturas en Movimiento y las paradas culturales globales estamos fomentando. La unidad en la diversidad, no solamente en la vida y en las relaciones sociales, sino que en la integridad de la persona, porque lo que se piensa, se dice y se hace, se manifiesta. Y en este momento te voy a pedir que envíes un mensaje a la juventud y a la ciudadanía global que les inspire y que les haga ver que hay que continuar, que hay que ir siempre adelante.
Yo creo que lo has dicho de una manera muy linda, que sí, lo que se piensa y se dice de verdad se manifiesta. Y yo creo que debemos empezar teniendo una actitud positiva y una forma de pensar positiva, creer en nosotros mismos, creer en nuestros sueños, y eventualmente vamos a poder trabajar hacia eso, pero se empieza con una idea, con un pensamiento. Esto empezó con preguntándole a mi amiga, ¿será que abro una tienda? Y eso fue la pregunta. Y ahora estamos aquí con Hazel en Bosco. Así que a todos los que quieren emprender o se quieren dedicar al arte, a la cultura, a lo que sea, creo que empieza con un deseo. Y ese deseo eventualmente, con el esfuerzo y el compromiso diario, se va a manifestar.
Muchísimas gracias, Amalia. Muchas bendiciones para ti, éxitos en tus proyectos. Y en una hora tendremos a Shyam Shama, músico de Kenia, de antecedente de la India, quien reside en el momento en Londres, Inglaterra. Él también es un emprendedor de las artes y la cultura, independientemente de ser también maestro y músico, y estará conversando con nosotros a las 10 de la noche, hora de Bangkok. Mañana tendremos a Catalina González, guitarrista colombiana, quien también ha dado un paso más allá en la música, siendo una de las íconos y también embajadoras de la marca de guitarras Ibáñez. Así es que no se pierdan nuestras conversaciones, mujeres del mundo que hablan y actúan, Women of the World Talk and Act, Wanayran Alvarez Moving Cultures. Say good night, good morning, good evening, and see you soon. Gracias, Amalia.
Muchas
Hasta la
gracias.
próxima.
Buenas noches.
Buenas
Chao.
tardes. Bye.